Hello and welcome back to Midnight Grappler Animals. I am one of your hosts, Salt. I have with me Lan, who is also well versed in the ways of Godzilla. We have Keigen here as well, who has recently done his first viewing of Godzilla -1. And we also have our very special guest coming back to the pod to talk about this movie, Sophie Campbell. Welcome back. Your views have changed on Godzilla -1.
Yeah, a bit.
You know, I really liked the way you introed yourself last time. Do you remember what you said?
No, I have no idea.
You said, I like Godzilla, okay, but I like Gamera way more.
Oh, and that is still true.
Yeah, it's good to be consistent with that stuff.
Consistency.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Sophie,
Gamera is my guy.
Honestly, after rewatching -1, I'm definitely on that wavelength. You know.
Oh shit.
Higuchi Gamera. That's really what I'm here to talk about.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Wait, so Lan, how many times have you seen -1 now?
2. This is my second time.
Oh, wow.
Two for me.
Between the last episode that we recorded on this topic and this episode, I had not seen it until now.
All right. So
you
you're at 2, I'm at 2. Keigen, are you at...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Keigen, what are you at?
I'm at 1.
Oh, wow. I got you guys beat. I'm at 8.
8
times.
8.
I should have given myself
it's a drawing movie, I guess.
Yeah.
I should have gotten myself a lobotomy so I could say I'm at -1.
So part of the reason we're redoing this is because some of us have reassessed the movies in different ways. And Sophie, I have 2 competing theories for your reassessment.
Oh, yeah?
You ready? You tell me which one's wrong or if they're both wrong. Okay. So my one theory is that you watched the movie in black and white and that changed it for you. That's theory 1. You ready for theory 2?
Yes.
My second theory is that you had to finally scribe your own story starring the Toho kaiju, and maybe you figured out it's not so easy to write a story, and that made you a lot more forgiving of Takashi Yamazaki. You said, actually, this is kind of hard.
It's definitely not that one.
That's my awful theory.
Yeah, it's definitely not that one. Yeah, the black and white one, that was a big clincher for me. And I never disliked the movie. I think my first review was like 3 or 3.5 stars, something like that.
Really? I thought it was much higher.
It is now, but at the time I was like, this is good, but it's kind of like Godzilla for normies.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my take.
Sophie's original review, I think, was mostly about how annoying these screaming children in the theaters
were.
Because
I had like a really bad. I feel like all of 95% of my theater experiences are bad in some way. I don't know if it's just because I'm older and I find people more annoying now, or if that's just how people are now.
Yeah, no, I think 90% of my theater experiences are really bad. One of my most bewildering experiences was when I saw Nosferatu. This woman in front of me was Shazamming the soundtrack to the movie during the movie.
Oh my God.
I had a bad Nosferatu experience too. That there was nobody Shazamming, but there was a guy near me who was like explaining the movie to his friend. And I was like, oh my God. And like,
what is there to explain?
His friend was blind and they didn't have the services for him.
Yeah, let me look up my review here. Let's see what I said.
I feel like Nosferatu.
Yeah, it was good.
I feel like that movie had a lot of people not acting right.
My first sentence in my Nosferatu review is, I hate movie theaters. Too many people, too many children, too noisy. The movie is either too quiet or too loud, too smelly, too many commercials and previews, 30 minutes this time. Too many brain dead remarks from people sitting near me, like there was a Mountain Dew commercial with Yetis playing soccer, and the guy next to me goes, "That was funny as fuck," after it was over.
This is why movie theaters need bouncers the way bars do.
Yes, absolutely.
I think they call those ushers. You know, back in the day, there used to be a whole profession related to. I think the issue is the ushers are probably not buff enough. We need buff ushers.
Yeah, they need to get protein for their ushers.
I think it's also that movie theaters, they just don't. It's not like a bar. There's just no like rules. Really?
Dude, the most no rules experience I ever had was actually during a Godzilla movie. And it wasn't -1, but it was at the Godzilla Fest here in San Francisco. One of the movies ended. And as soon as the movie ends, this old guy in front of me, he's like in his 50s, he gets on some kind of like FaceTime type call or Zoom call on his phone.
Oh my God.
And I didn't really care. Like the lights were up, the movie was done, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying like, yeah, I'm at the movie. I can't see you today. And then I wasn't even trying to look. I was just shifting in my seat and I could see him. I saw his screen in front of me. And there was some dude with like his hard dick out on his phone.
Okay.
What?
Well,
He's like,
safeguard that.
Wow.
yeah, I'm busy right now, but I wish I could be on that.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Holy fuck. He turned
That's
G-Fest into D-Fest.
That's crazier
Oh
than
my God.
Saul,
than
how do you
any-
just find yourself in scenarios?
I mean, San
That's-
Francisco, you know?
crazy.
It's so woke here. You could just like go on a dick video call anytime you want.
Hey man, you know what they say, dicks out for Pee Wee Herman.
It's so true.
All right, Peter.
All right, I'm gonna get this shit back on course. So
Yeah, let's do
Sophie,
it.
I gave you my trash theories. What got you to truly like the movie better?
I think the black and white version, that did a lot. Like, I don't know, it's the same movie, obviously, but there's something about it just really clicked in black and white for me. And watching it back to back with Shin Godzilla, I started to really appreciate how many shots of Godzilla's feet stepping on things are in -1 versus Shin Godzilla.
You and
Which
Hideaki
has, like-
Anno both.
Yeah, which has like 1. Is that something that Anno complained about?
No, actually, something that he really liked. Because the nice thing is, the second time I watched it with the 4K, so I got to see all the bonuses. So there's a bonus feature with, it's like a talk segment from before -1 premiered. They were like going through all the other Godzilla movies, and Yamazaki would show up with like a special guest. They'd have like a little talk. So there's one with Higuchi. There's one with Shusuke Kaneko, who did GMK.
Yeah.
And then there's one with Anno. And the Higuchi and Kaneko ones are like pretty like normal. You know, it's just people, two creators, like, you know, and reveling in the moment, you know, just talking about their works, you know, complimenting each other. The Anno one is the one that almost feels like kind of adversarial. Like, it's the vibe I got from that one is like, you know, when if you're at a family gathering and your mom tells you to go talk with your younger cousin who like you've never talked to before, that's the vibe that Anno carries into the it's like a theater pre-screening, I guess. I noted two things because one, Anno draws a line, like a metaphorical line between himself and Yamazaki, saying that Yamazaki's a VFX guy and Anno's an SFX guy, or in this case, Tokusatsu guy. You know, he's saying like that's the main thing that separates me and you. And then since this was the same year that Shin Kamen Rider came out, and there was that documentary about the making of Shin Kamen Rider, where it shows Anno almost basically like verbally abusing his action director. Yamazaki pokes fun at that, and then says, you know, like, oh, if a tyrant says thank you, now you're likely to go aw. So he's like trying to like ease the tension. And then Anno responds with, now you're just saying nonsense.
Oh my god. Why is he so mad?
He's very crabby, but I forget if it was Anno or Higuchi, but one of them really liked the feat on -1 Godzilla.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so, you know, it's like great minds think alike, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the feat, it's, you know, it's like
They're
most
good
people
feat.
would probably find it very inconsequential, but I feel like that's like a big draw.
Well, I think the feet are like a microcosm of how tonally different the two movies are. Like rewatching Shin Godzilla, I don't know, I was like on my 5th or 6th watch, and I know that's nothing compared to where you're at. I know these are rookie numbers, but I was really appreciating the claustrophobia element of Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
You know, and not just in the office scenes, but you get that release valve when you get to see the monster and be on the streets. On the other side of things, though, when Shin Godzilla gets to let loose, he's only so physical of an entity. There is some good like running over buildings and crushing stuff, but most of that's in the earlier forms. Contrast that to -1, and it's a lot more visceral, you know, using the teeth on Odo Island, using the tail to whip stuff.
And he kind of
form.
like, sorry to cut you off, but he kind of
go ahead.
He kind of like bites into buildings, and he kind of like buries his face in buildings to like rip them apart, like he's like ripping apart like an animal or something.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like that is, but no, that you took the words out of my mouth. Like that's what's so cool about what Godzilla -1 does that Shin Godzilla doesn't do. And that's not even to put Shin Godzilla down. They're just, you know, pardon the pun, different beasts.
It's almost apples and oranges, I think.
Yeah. I want to shift focus for a second. Keigen, what was it like for you to go from Shin Godzilla to Godzilla -1?
Well, so yeah, these are the first Godzilla movies, all of them that I've seen besides 98, Godzilla 98.
Oh.
So in the last like 3 weeks,
we got a normie over here.
yes, I'm extreme normie. So I did 54, I did Shin, and then I watched 14 this earlier in the week, and then I watched -1. So like I don't have real opinions about Godzilla. I think I talked about that in the Shin episode. I think maybe I have some opinions, but really I'm like, I don't even know. Every movie is pretty fundamentally different. You know, especially I'm jumping around a lot. And I don't think watching Shin right before -1 was very good for -1.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So your review on on Shin Godzilla on Letterboxd, which is what piqued my like interest going into your take, was better after watching -1. That's all you said about Shin Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, I was like deciding how I felt about Shin still. Like I want to watch it again. I almost, the like weird little indie theater, like student-owned theater near me, is doing Shin Godzilla again. And I might go watch it again in theaters. I'm not sure. But
you gotta outwatch Sophie. She's seen it like 14 times.
Yeah,
I might be undercounting.
Probably more than 14.
Right after I watched -1, I ordered the Shin Godzilla collectors, the 4K.
Oh shit! I don't
The
have that. I don't even have
the
4K.
orthochromatic version. You know the thing that pisses me off? The one that has the orthochromatic version is only available in the US.
Oh,
that's
weird.
good.
I have a separate, I got the orthochromatic release from Japan.
Oh, when they were doing the that was like a year or two ago, right? Like
yeah, it was really recent. I just got it like, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
I was worried that whatever one I ordered was that the nobody shipping to America was gonna stop me from getting it. Which I mean, all right, whatever, it is what it is. But I don't know. I just looked it up and pre-ordered it from like Godzilla.com is what I did. So,
Nice.
but yeah, that was my reaction to -1 was just like, damn, Shin is an excellent movie. It kind of solidified. I love that movie. That's just a good ass film.
Yeah.
And like -1 is cool. It's like, I don't know. I'm still deciding on it fully, but I think like the thing my brain keeps holding on to is it's like the Force Awakens of Godzilla's.
Yes, for normies.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels
Yeah.
like. And I mean that in the nice way and in the mean way, because I like Force Awakens. I could vibe with Force Awakens. I could watch it and enjoy it. But I also like recognize what it is. And that's kind of -1. Immediately I was like, this is a Hope Punk Godzilla. What the hell? But that might be too mean.
Oh, we brought
Oh
it
my
back just one
God.
episode later.
Yeah, it kind of is. But I think I'm kind of settling on Force Awakens. It's not quite. I almost was like, this is MCU Godzilla, but I think that's too mean.
Oh God.
I mean,
It will be MCU Godzilla in like 5 to 10 years.
Well, I mean,
maybe
Godzilla
less than
14
that.
is
I mean,
kind
they're
of
already filming the sequel right now. So.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, yeah, it's not bad though. It's like it's a 5 out of 7. It's better.
Yeah.
It's solid.
It's still, it's fun.
The feet are cool. Y'all are
Yeah,
right. The feet are cool.
Are great. And
They like
think
squish people.
they step on people, they step on buildings, they step on like a farmhouse or something. You get to see his feet like treading water from underwater, which is
the swimming
great.
is rad too.
Mhm.
The swimming
I
is
love
really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Looks crazy.
It's fun.
When I rewatched it, I slightly lowered my score, and for me, the one part that wasn't rubbing me the right way was the color. To bring it back to that. So that's why I found you, Sophie, watching the black and white version so interesting, because the color in the standard version was really repulsing me, especially by the end.
Because it's like all like sepia, I guess. Is that the issue?
It's we talked a lot about the problematic politics last time of that movie.
Yeah, like I still don't like. I've seen this movie like a ton, like 8 times now. I still don't really get what it's like. What is it about? Like, what is this movie about? I don't really know.
It's Takashi Yamazaki playing with his toys, except his toys are defunct Japanese warships.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is totally
That's
fine.
really what it is.
It's pretty sick.
Like,
that's total dad.
It's
dad
totally
shit.
fine.
Like that's fine.
it is, but it's also like
But-
the issue is, and my main issue with doing -1 in general is that, like, if you're doing a wartime story, fine, but it's really tough when you're doing a wartime story from the perspective of Nazis / former Nazis. Like, it's really hard to dance around that subject. Like, I think I said this last time we talked about this too, is just that, like, a lot of the ships, the planes even that are brought up here in this movie, they're real ships. They're real planes that they had planned to use in the war. One thing I noticed this time that I didn't notice last time was that the ship that they embark on at the very end to fight Godzilla is the Yukikaze, which is a Japanese warship that ended up getting decommissioned and then given over to China. And I looked into the date that they gave it over to China, and it's a month after this movie happens.
Whoa.
So, like, Yamazaki really bent over backwards to, like, try and get everything as perfect as possible so that, like, his post World War II fanfic effectively fits within the confines of real world history, but then really confronts nothing. Yeah, except for,
except for there's no like occupying force or anything like that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like the U.S. is there. To what degree?
Somewhere.
Who's General MacArthur? We don't know. We don't really care. They're fighting the Soviets, quote unquote, is what we're told.
Yeah.
The Japanese government, they don't care on a general sense, but why specifically? Can't say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of that stuff is smoothed over. It feels so much like a fable. It feels so flat and just delivered in that way that like works. It's just kind of like it's not good that they're ignoring that stuff, but also the way it's presented is so kind of one-dimensional that it's easier to just go with it.
Yeah,
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I feel like 54 manages to get away. Well, not get away, but 54 manages to do the story that it does because it is, almost a decade after the war's end, right? So a lot of it is dealing with how are we still continuing to rebuild after that. Whereas this is like really fresh, like the people here. The thing that I also didn't realize until rewatching was like none of the quote unquote civilian brigade are actual civilians. They're all ex-Navy. And I'm like, oh, okay. What were they doing during the war? Like how many guys from Manchuria are over here, man? Like, what's going on?
What a mess. No, it's
you said
yeah, it's like storybooky.
Yeah,
it's just like it's an adventure film. It's maybe the least political Godzilla movie ever, and it's just like a fun time.
Yeah, every time, both times I've watched it, I find myself comparing it less to other Godzillas and frankly comparing it more to Ultraman, because so much of the Showa era Ultraman I watch always has really long sequences of guys getting into the jet and fighting the monster, and those are often the weakest parts of the episodes. And I feel like something like that had to play an effect on Godzilla -1, because what it does so well is make that jet sequence in the final act so exciting. Like, you really are excited to see that how the plane is such a dynamic force. The plane is at once really powerful, but also very vulnerable, and that is kind of a perfect opponent for Godzilla.
It's also very ugly, making it a perfect opponent for Godzilla.
Yeah, is that like the weird like backwards plane?
Nasty looking plane. I can see why it never made it to the air.
How dare you? You're not a fan of shapes. I don't understand. Okay.
This is like when you give a kid Duplos and it's like make something out of this, and they give you like the most ugly misshapen piece of crap, and they're like,
look, you need to separate the Nazi from the plane, okay? Because it's an interesting shape.
Listen, this is like when people are like, hey, Hitler's paintings were actually pretty good, and then you look a bit closer and none of the vanishing points make sense. Yeah, that's the same thing with the Shinden. It's like,
my favorite thing about the plane is when he teaches him that there's a way to what's the word? Evacuate. It's not evacuate though.
Eject.
The eject button?
Ejaculate. I got it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Here's a way to ejaculate the plane. It's so funny to like teach a pilot that. By the way. And it's like a reveal in the movie.
Maybe it's in like a different spot than a normal plane, because it's like a backwards plane,
right?
Okay. So like normally it's probably in the back, like that. The thing's in the back. Yeah,
it's normally on your right hand. This is on your left.
It's in the back,
Yeah. So funny though. Funny how that's presented. It's like
yeah, I never thought about that. That had never occurred to me.
it's such Hollywood shit, and I mean that in a somewhat lovingly way.
Really
it's like, you know, on rewatch, I'm noticing more that like this is Yamazaki speaking to his love of Spielberg. This is Yamazaki speaking to his love of George Lucas's work, right? Like,
this is Jaws.
This is Jaws. This is Jurassic Park.
There's so much Jaws in the the ocean stuff.
Part of my reaction to this movie is I'm going to go see Jaws later this week.
So, now that's a movie.
Yeah, that's a picture.
That's a film.
That's a feature film. That's a silver screen.
Well, that's what's so interesting. But one of you said that this is a really apolitical film, and like that's what's so funny comparing it to Jaws is like this. A Godzilla -1 is dressed up in politics. It talks about a lot of historical events. It wants to have that political significance, but it's like that very paper thin fairy tale on a lot of levels. Whereas Jaws, it's not referencing anything explicitly political in like current events at the time, but it's so political in terms of like how people wield power.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, the capitalist force that kind of like keeps the shark going and
exactly
stuff. You know.
I want to come at this from another angle now and talk designs because the last time. Let's go. Because last time we were on the episode, I remember one of your complaints about this Godzilla was his symmetry.
Yes.
And
drives
that
me
definitely
up the wall.
Yeah, like after watching Shin Godzilla, it's like it just feels so basic.
And like not just his symmetry, it's like, you know, like, yeah, fine, I get it. Like, you know, like when you're making a thing in like ZBrush or whatever, you just like have like you turn on like the mirror image option, you know, and it like cuts your work down by half. But like all his spikes are like copy paste too. Right. And like I mean they're like slightly rotated and or they're like flipped like front to back, you know, they're shrunk down or whatever, so it like kind of, you know, masks it a little bit, but I can't help but notice that stuff.
So on that note, Sophie, what would you say is like your number one, or if that's too hard, your like top 3 Godzilla designs?
Oh man. I think my favorite is the Millennium Godzilla, 1999-2000. With like the purple spikes. I love that. I really like this. This like may be an unpopular opinion, but I really love Godzilla Ultima from Singular Point.
Well, that's mine. That's what I would have said.
Shit. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I feel like I always see people like complaining about that design.
I thought it was crazy. The anime movie ones that they were complaining about.
Well, that also, but people are, you know, like his chin's too big, his face is too big, or
phrenology, but it's woke because you're doing it to Godzilla.
Because it's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla's skull shape isn't.
How does it always end up here with you, Lynn?
It's like I don't like his tusks, you know. I don't know, but yeah, I really love. I can't believe we got phrenology in like a Godzilla podcast here.
I can't.
We got it all.
Ejaculation,
Hitler's paintings, phrenology. We got the whole 9 yards.
It's everything you could want out of a Godzilla podcast.
You guys are messed up. No, that's fine. I think Shin is my number 2 or 3. Sorry. I do really like Godzilla Earth from the much maligned anime trilogy, though. I really love that design. I feel like maybe I'm like kind of a poser. Like I'm not like, hey, say Godzilla, you know. Like,
no, those are good answers.
You don't like Mesugaji?
I mean he's cool.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you know, yeah. There's very few that like I
taken to.
Sorry, say that again. You
oh no, I was like, was Mesu Goji the one that got taken to make Gomez in Ultra Q?
Yeah.
I mean, it was really nice
I
that
think
Shin
so.
Godzilla.
I believe
got,
so.
It was a nice touch when they took Shin Godzilla and used that as the model for Shin
Yeah.
Gomez in a Shin Ultraman.
Absolutely.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Oh, what I like about your answers, Sophie, is that I do think all of those designs offer something really special, and like what -1 gets right is that visceral quality we talked about. You know, the teeth, the tail, the feet, that's all good, but the design does really play it safe in a lot of ways. Like I think
very safe. Yeah.
the most exciting thing in that design on my second watch was watching the spikes start to
so
lift up.
cool.
Right.
The
That was
sound
rad.
is so cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
But like,
Um,
as you were leading up to saying that, Saul, I was thinking like the cool things about this movie are the VFX parts. Like,
Yeah.
the
VFX look
without,
great, yeah.
movie.
without a doubt.
Yeah, and it's like the
Um,
spikes moving is like a cool sound, and along with everything else.
I also really like the Odo Island Godzilla in
Yeah, the
-1.
more T-Rexy looking one.
Yeah, I
I
think
prefer
like,
that one.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I think like imagine
good.
if that was his second form and that
Mhm.
was how he was in like the rest of the movie. That would have been like fresh as hell.
Right.
And like he like picks up people in his teeth and like flings them into the sky and stuff. Like that's what I want to see. Like
Well-
everything that form does is like so much like more like visceral and like crazy. He's just like, I don't know, it's great. Yeah, I love
well,
that
and
design.
it surprises you, right? Because like I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
a third movie into the mix here. Because like if I compare it to Shin Godzilla, part of the fun of Shin Godzilla is like what you said last time, which is that what's he gonna do next factor.
Right,
Like
right.
Shin Godzilla has all these weird powers that even if you're a huge fan who's watched for decades, you can't anticipate what he's gonna do next. And the other movie that -1 got me thinking about was Superman, because the powers themselves are depicted quite well in that movie, but Superman never did anything I hadn't seen before. You know, like have him do something crazy with those powers that like I couldn't guess. Like
Yeah, you have to.
you'd have to. And
Yeah.
Godzilla -1 is kind of like Superman in that sense, which is like we're going to give you all the powers you like to see. We're going to depict them really well, but there's no real surprises here with those powers.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of like minor surprises, you know, like just getting to see him like treading water is its own surprise kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I love that. But like it's very safe. He's also I think is the cutest Godzilla. He has like this really like cherubic face with these like puffy cheeks.
Very cat-like, I find. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah,
you could turn
like-
him into a cat and you could get like good merch out of that.
Yeah, like you look at him from like head on, he's got this kind of like doofy kind of like smile.
Mhm.
And yeah, he just looks like adorable. Like
The-
I don't
the
know if
cat-
that was their intention, but
Well,
Yeah.
you're both onto something, because both this Godzilla and the Godzilla of Godzilla Kong New Empire were explicitly inspired by the
Right.
director's cats.
yeah, very cat-like.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I remember in an interview they were talking about their cats inspiring the movie.
Yeah. Well, and like, you know, like Heisei Godzilla had like a really feline face.
Yeah, he's a
And he had, like-
panther.
Yeah, he's a panther, yes, and he had like these his little pointy ears too. I think
Right.
if Godzilla -1 had brought back his little ears, I think that would be like a full like extra half star for me.
Yeah,
I am very like pro pointy ears on Godzilla.
And what you could do with the ears in CG that you can't quite do with the
Yes.
suit is like you could have them
Ah.
twitch when he hears
Ooh,
something,
that's
right? Like, that would be
ridiculous.
really
that would
cool.
that would be
Oh, man.
incredible.
Take
Like
out
I'm
a
like
plane
such
with
a
his
sucker.
ear.
I'm such a sucker for that kind of stuff. That'd be so good. Yeah,
I was filming my friend's new kitten, and like it's so cute. Every time the kitten pounces on the toy, the ears go back first. So like render
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that, you know? That'd be great.
That would be so fun. When are they gonna bring back his ears? he hasn't had ears since I guess Final Wars was the last one he had ears in.
Was it? Oh.
I think
Well,
so.
they used that suit in the shorts that they've
That's
been doing
true.
the last few
Yeah,
years.
but
So
that
all
doesn't-
those shorts,
That doesn't
if you count those,
It's the same. It's the same design, though. You know, like I want like
Yeah.
a new design with the ears.
Yeah.
Like
I think it is Final Wars.
why are people so afraid of the ears?
Or give him like bat ears, you know, really big ears.
Yeah,
go really
just
bold.
something.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I want to be like, whoa, that's the design you're going with. That's what I want to feel. Which is why like the Singular Point one, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's
Like,
so crazy.
It's
I mean,
so nuts.
they like the Shin Godzilla was like, yeah, we gave you what you wanted, Godzilla with Pixar mom legs, and then the
Yes.
Ultima was like, hold my beer,
Hold
and
my
like
beer.
doubled those legs.
Yeah, the
And
thickest
he did-
legs.
Yeah, the legs are insane. Like, just like his
Squatting.
bottom jaw is just like why is it so big? I don't know. I love it. And yeah, he's got these like googly weird. Like he kind of like Shin eyes where they're like googly, but he's more like wall-eyed where they like kind of look in two
Yeah.
different directions.
I see
don't
a lot
know.
of
I love it.
Gamera in the Singular Point design.
Yeah, I agree. I think like some of the textures are similar.
Yeah. And those
Yeah.
tusks are very Gamera-like
The tusks,
as well.
yeah, love the tusks. I love like the mohawk. He's got this like big ass mohawk on his head, which is like kind
Yeah.
of Gamera coded. Love it.
I do like that the legacy of Shin is that we essentially expect Godzilla to have forms now going forward.
Yeah. It does seem like that. One thing about -1 that I was disappointed by is I remember there was like an early trailer where one of the voiceovers was like Godzilla will never forgive us or something like that. And the implication was like he was angry because he was like mutated by the atomic bomb. Right? And I was just like,
Right.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
that's why he's angry. And like when he uses like his atomic breath, like his like skin falls off and stuff in some of the shots, you know? And
Yeah.
then like none of that's in the final movie, which is like, oh, so he's just kind of like an asshole dinosaur to begin with. So like, so he was already mad. Like, why is, I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the Godzilla metaphor in this movie is pretty stupid. Also,
Yeah, it's
just,
like-
just generally.
It's almost like he's not really a metaphor
Yeah,
for anything in -1.
War trauma is the most general
Something.
thing that I've
Yeah.
seen.
so bad.
War trauma, buddy.
You know what? that is almost Yamazaki's exact quote when he was asked about
is
what
it?
Godzilla's met. Yeah,
Oh my
he
God.
he said, well, you know, Godzilla can be so many things. He could
Oh,
be
okay.
the atomic bombs. He could be the war itself. He could be COVID. And it's like,
Oh
this
God, he said
I don't get a
he could be
COVID movie out of
COVID.
this at all.
Is that what he
Oh.
said?
Yeah,
I like
basically.
He could be
What?
COVID, but in this movie,
What?
what this movie presupposes is that Godzilla is none of those things.
Yeah, like, and it's fine if he doesn't need. Like, it can just be like a fun monster, dumb shit, you know, or it doesn't need to be like deep to be fun and good, you know, like. He should have just
Absolutely.
said, like, he doesn't represent anything. And that would,
Yeah,
like, I
he's
would
just
respect
Godzilla.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a big
that's
quality
awesome.
response.
Just
No,
an
I think-
angry guy, you know? Like, I think that's where it
Yeah.
excels. The issue is that I think that this postures at being metaphorical and political enough that Western audiences, like when we talk about it being the normie Godzilla, there's a reason for that, you know? Like, it's very easy on the media literacy side of things, where even in this day and age where it's a whole
It's the
pandemic of media
audiobook
literacy,
version.
you know, like people can look at him and be like, ah, yes, thing, you know, and it's the reason why people run with the war trauma thing, because it's the only other thing of note in terms of character arcs in this movie. I still hold 2 years later that Shikishima is a total bitch. And
he's supposed to be a bitch, right?
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
a
Like,
bitch for
that's-
too long is my issue. Is like, listen,
Yeah.
Minami Hamabe comes into your life. You know, you're a surrogate father to a child with Minami Hamabe, and
yeah, I know,
for
this
2
absolute
years,
angel.
this angel, and you for 2 years you're living with her, and you've managed to build a whole
It's
life with her,
crazy
and you're
work.
still a bitch.
Homie, this is the danger of being a simp. Like truly, this belongs in that genre. The only reason it's not fully there is because she survives inexplicably. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the only reason this isn't the dangers of being a simp. Because like
It's
my boy
like-
was about to kill himself over it, and Godzilla taught him never kill yourself, and that's crazy too. Like this whole thing.
It's kind of like, I'm surprised that, because like that's kind of like Anno's playbook a little bit. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
I know.
Shinji.
That's so true.
From Ava is like obviously like it's not 1-to-1 because Shinji is like a little boy basically, you
Right,
know?
he has reasons
But-
to
Yeah,
be.
little
you
boys
know.
could be a simp. It's fine.
right.
That's
But,
little boy
like,
behavior.
He's like a bitch for 30
26
episodes or
episodes.
something.
Yeah.
Well,
I really like your that line you referenced, Sophie, that Godzilla could never forgive us, because it sets up all these possibilities. Like you could have Godzilla journaling underwater. You could have Godzilla monologuing to himself. Like
See-
there's a lot of wasted opportunities there.
like you're
So
making
true.
you're making jokes like that, but like I would be like
I would seriously love that.
100%.
I'm
No,
joking,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
love
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Like I would
Those are good. Those are
giving
gold.
Godzilla like an internal monologue, like I am ready
That'd be
for that.
crazy.
Shin
Yeah.
Shin like kind of did that though.
Well, you have
A
this
little-
fascinating theory about Shin that Goromaki himself might be
Yes.
Shin Godzilla. I love that theory.
Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, before we go into the Goromaki thing, like in the song that plays when Shin like first fires up his breath, it's like sung from his perspective. And it's like, you
I never
know,
thought of that.
well, like, you know, if you look at the lyrics, it's like, you know, like who will know I existed unless like I make my mark on the world and stuff like that. And it's like
That's so
that's kind of his monologue right there.
Yeah. Well, and
seems
as joking as I was, I think it's Godzilla versus Ghidorah. No, it's Ghidorah the three-headed monster. I think when
I love that one.
Godzilla and Rodan and Mothra have this conversation with speech bubbles, and I know people think it's really silly, but like I genuinely love that moment of the monsters
I
talking.
love that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's Astro Monster where they have the speech bubbles.
Got it. Yeah.
But in Ghidorah the three-headed monster, I think, oh God, I didn't watch it that long ago, but it's
Actually,
like they
Sophie,
do. What's that?
I was gonna ask because you know you just recently had an experience of writing dialogue between monsters when you wrote your Mothra miniseries, right? How
Yeah.
did you approach that?
I tried to have Matt kind of do it in like body language because like you know I wanted it. Like I didn't want to do like the thought balloons and stuff like that. Like I kind of like that you don't hear them talk as much as I just said I want Godzilla to have an internal monologue. But like I feel like it needs to be like body language or, you know, like facial expressions, like as much as they can have facial expressions or
Right.
and you know they just kind of like make like different sounds like an animal would communicate with like another animal.
Right.
And then like, you know, obviously like you have the fairies or the twins being like, oh, you know, she said this kind of thing. Trying to think where.
So
or I'm
really,
trying-
what we need fairies for Godzilla.
Yes, that would be great. God, I'm still like I'm frantically like Googling like 3 different things over here. Godzilla movie word balloons. Oh, it's in Godzilla versus Keigen where they have word balloons.
Oh.
But in Ghidorah the three-headed monster, they do talk to each other, and like Mothra, you know, would like convince them to like stop fighting or whatever. And I think like the humans are kind of like, oh, it looks like they're gonna be friends, like that kind of thing.
I love that Godzilla's line in that one is, "They don't stop picking on me."
I know, it's so great. I love it.
Oh, poor guy.
Okay, so I'm looking at the "Who Will Know" song from Shin Godzilla, and it's like, if I die in this world, who will know something of me? And he says, I wear a void as long as breath comes from my mouth, not even a hope. I may yet stand the slightest chance, a downward slope, a shaft of light is all I need to cease the darkness killing me.
That's so metal.
And it's like right when he, you know, uses his breath, like he has like a shaft of light like come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that rules.
So I posted a picture for you guys in the
I'm
TV.
staring right at it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He's just like this cute little chubby cheek guy.
It's like when your dog comes up to you and you can see that something's in his mouth, and you're like, "Hey,
I love
spit it out, spit it out."
I love it. I don't know if that's what Yamazaki was going for. If like, you know, in the concept stage is like, what if we just made him like the cutest that we've seen since like the 74 Godzilla, and you know everybody's like, yeah, let's do it, make him adorable.
My main issue with that head is those spikes on that head make it look like he's wearing a hat or a helmet. I can't unsee that.
A little,
Yeah.
you know what? His side spikes almost look like weird ears.
They
and
do.
then he's got
You're
a
right.
mohawk. Yeah, it's almost lined
Totally.
up to where it looks like ears and a mohawk.
Yeah. God, my eyes are instantly drawn to like his neck where it's like clearly mirror image down the center.
Yeah.
That's
Like I see that and I just
neck
think
looks
back
weird.
to what Anno said, you know, just like that metaphorical line between him and Yamazaki. Where it's like, I just don't know if I could see this work as an actual like suit, which is fine, you know, like the point is that this whole movie really is meant to be like a showcase of what Japan is capable of from a VFX perspective. And, you know, I think in that regard, it excels, right? Like, even all of the
Especially 'cause it
bonus
does it so
material.
much cheaper.
Yeah, well, numbers, nothing's confirmed, I guess. 2 years later, we still don't have like concrete numbers. But yeah, like even the bonus content on the 4K, which I have to mention that I bought every single time people accuse me of not liking this movie.
I don't understand why you bought it. I don't get it.
I bought it because I wanted to see it, and you know, I wanted to listen. I wanted to give them some walking around money.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to give Toho, the multi-million international company, some walking
You
around
wanted to
money.
get -2, huh?
Well, I mean, you can say thanks, you know, now that it's in production. But yeah, like a lot of the bonus material on the set is related to the VFX and like how much work they put into, you know, the realization of not only Godzilla, but like, you know, 1947 Japan, like the use of, what's the word, rotoscoping and you know, the very minimal set work that they do. Like the funniest one was when they were doing the end bit with the Yukikaze when they're coming back from beating Godzilla. That was filmed in a parking lot.
That's neat.
Shouts.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's the reason I come back to this movie, is that like it is a really impressive showcase of VFX. And you know, I'm sure if it came out like 30 years ago, if it came out 30 years ago, it would actually be much more impressive. From a narrative perspective and a visual perspective. It's great. It's the Godzilla from the 90s that everyone remembers, right, folks?
Yeah. It's you know, it's like, yeah, it's just like a really fun time. You know, that's kind of like my bottom line on it.
Yeah, if you can look past just how weird of a focus Yamazaki has on Imperial Japan era Warcraft, I think it's a very enjoyable movie.
It's like a
just
Big
a
folks
little
are
bit
cool.
too obsessed, you know, like when you ask someone, you know, like what their special interests are, and they're
we
like,
don't
oh, yeah,
get to pick our
history.
special interests, though. Okay, so
I mean, I'm just saying.
you got
know,
millions
like-
of dollars.
The majority of, well, not the majority, but a solid chunk of his filmography is related to World War II movies about the Japanese Imperial Army. So I'm just like,
interesting.
I
Well,
don't
he
know.
also had he made Lupin cosplay as Hitler.
he make Lupin cosplay as
Shut
Hitler.
up.
It's a plot point.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yo.
It's a plot point of his Lupin movie.
Okay, so he's a Nazi.
The
Well, Lupin's kind of always been a Nazi, unfortunately. He's
Okay.
been problematic
Yeah.
fave.
Yeah.
problematic fave. I mean, we read the books. We read the comics. You know, I'm sure I brought this up last time too, but the Eternal Zero, whose final half hour is the exact same as the first half hour of this movie. And that one does even more like Nazi apologia, but like, yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing it after having watched the Eternal Zero. And it really is just funny how wholesale he takes that plot line from that movie. But he does it better here, so I'll give him kudos there.
I don't think I know what Eternal Zero is.
It's a novel written by a Japanese war crime denier about how
Yeah,
kamikaze fighter pilots are actually kind of the good guys.
I've heard of this movie. I think I was it you, Salt, who like wrote a review of it on Letterboxd?
No, it was Lan. He had
Oh,
Yeah, I
mentioned
did
it.
wrote
Okay.
quite a lengthy review about it. Because
Yeah, I knew it
I
was one
feel
of you
like I
guys.
wasted my time. That movie really wasted. There are very few movies in this lifetime I watched where I'm like, man, I really wasted my time watching that. I still haven't seen the new War of the Worlds. I'm gonna watch that, and I guarantee it's not gonna be nearly as much of a waste of a time as the Eternal Zero. So anyone listening to this, do not watch the Eternal Zero. Just to sum it up, it's just a Darman video. I said this in my review. It's a Darman
Darman.
video. But
See,
for
See, now Sophie
Nazis.
wants to watch it.
I kind of want to watch it
But
now.
the
It
issue,
just sounds
like the nice thing about a
insane.
Darman video is that it ends within like 10 minutes,
That's true.
right? So if you can find like a Cliff Notes version of the Eternal Zero, I guess you could do that.
I kind of want to watch it now, though, just because it just sounds like so unhinged.
Yeah, it's if a movie, it is a movie. But yeah, you know, he got to do that plot line, but good this time, or enjoyable this time, passable this time. Gotta watch my words there.
Worth buying the 4K.
Worth buying the 4K enough this time. Yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. You know, it's just you just gotta look past some of the more bits.
Yeah, you know, that's Godzilla, I guess.
I guess. I guess you could make that case for 1954's Godzilla. Kinda.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the 54 Godzilla, because I think one thing that I found a little surprising after -1 was people's distaste for the politics specifically compared to the original. You know, if you watch -1 and you say that the politics are simplistic, or you say that they're regressive or conservative, like I can't argue with you. Like I see a lot of that myself. But then people take it further and they say that it flies in the face of the original. And I love the original Godzilla. I love the whole franchise. But people build it up to be this like anti-colonialist, anti-imperialist, nearly like leftist work, and it's not that at all. Like it's a terrific movie, and it opposes nuclear arms, but it's absolutely not anti-Japanese military to the point where they thank the JSDF in the opening credits, and what has become Godzilla's theme was originally the military's theme.
Right.
Right.
And that's fine. Like, I don't think it makes the movie any worse. I just think we're doing ourselves and film history a disservice to like cleanse this movie or say that it's something that it's not.
I think what the movie does have going for it, though, is that it was made in a specific time where like the politics of that movie are the politics of 1954. Whereas here, you know, in 2023, this is a guy who's like, man, you know, the politics of 1947.
Well, that was my issue, and where I was trailing off earlier. That was my issue with the color. Like, my issue with the color in this movie is my issue with the politics. Like, all the intellectual politics, I don't really have strong feelings about in this movie. But the colors in this movie, those rub me the wrong way, because it's that man feeling you're talking about, Lan. It's almost like it's idolizing old movies in a weird way. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Like that looking back on like movies were so cool when I was a kid.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's the whole movie. Like every single aspect. There isn't a single aspect of this movie that isn't just, you know, Yamazaki being like, I really loved movies when I was a kid. You know, I really loved when movies were like that. It's just funny when you juxtapose that with a period piece like this, where it's like, okay, so that's just bleeding into every single element, you know, like the civilians are coming together to fight Godzilla, and you know, who would my ideal anti-Godzilla squad be? That's right, former Navy members, because they have the know-how and the power to really bring down Godzilla. Who would come and save the small boat at the end of the day? That's right, it's the decommissioned Takao, because that's what I would use to... it's the child playing with their toys thing, you know. It's fine, but it really, like, there isn't a single corner of this movie that isn't mired by that. Casting is another thing I want to talk about, because we were talking about casting when we were covering Shin Godzilla last week. There is a very significant contrast in terms of the usage of face actors this time around compared to Shin Godzilla's more character actor focused cast.
There's a lot of weird looking guys in Shin Godzilla. A lot of weird looking faces, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there are a lot of normal looking guys in Shin Godzilla.
There are, but they don't. The star power isn't there, I think, which is a good thing.
In Shin, you mean?
In Shin, like the star power compared to the star power in this movie is very different. Like the cast here are, you know, younger actors who are much more familiar in popular Japanese cinema. Like the main actor Ryunosuke Kamiki, again Minami Hamabe. They're all like popular actors amongst younger folks these days. Even the more like quote unquote unconventional actors in this movie are guys from like dramas and you know, like the kind of guys you'd see in like your morning dramas rather than, you know, your underground film fare.
Well, speaking of underground film fare, like you've got a lot of obscure directors or not obscure but like cult movie directors in Shin Godzilla, like
Shinya Tsukamoto's in it,
Kazuo Hara as well.
Kihachi Okamoto is playing Goro Maki. Like there's a lot of big names for small parts, and I know there's no small parts, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. I guess I'm not like, you know, I know Minami Hamabe obviously, but like I think like she was the only actor that I recognized in -1.
Yuki
I'm not
Yamada I recognize because he was the Blue Ranger and Go Keiger. But Sakura Ando is from like a whole dynasty of actors, right? Like it's like getting oh god, what's the equivalent Hollywood dynasty of actors? It's like getting Gia Coppola or Sophia Coppola. It's like getting Sophia Coppola to star in your movie.
Yeah.
I want to do, if I had the budget, I would love to do like a parody of Godzilla -1 and take like a really goofy Ultraman kaiju like Bemstar or Dada and do like Dada -1. Just
that'd be great.
Parody how self-serious it all is.
Never kill yourself.
That would be great.
That is the moral of the story. You know, that's really what this Godzilla is. Never kill yourself. Because much like Shin Godzilla, at the end of the day, this one also is reforming. But I feel like there's a very different vibe to that ending, where in Shin Godzilla, it's like, oh, okay, you know, Godzilla is evolving again because nature is once again adapting to what humans have thrown at it. Whereas here, when you see the, you know, that lump of flesh reforming, the thought is, oh, okay, so that's what the sequel is.
Yeah, it's a sequel to tease, exactly.
Yeah, and he kind of
stinger.
You know, he kind of does what he does in a lot of Godzilla movies, where he just kind of like explodes at the end or whatever. And he's just gone. But
I do love that visual of the head just missing at the end.
Yeah,
they blew his head smooth off. They blew his head smooth off.
Yeah, that's
go on. He's just got a neck now.
I do prefer in Shin where he's just like this big statue, and it's just like, okay, well now he's just there forever, and we have to like see him every day, and we have to live with it.
And he might wake up at any second.
Yeah. Which I like.
Yeah, the statue shot's really cool at the end of that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's less easy answers in that film, certainly.
Yeah. I keep hearing, like, you know, I know we're supposed to be talking about -1, but there's all these rumblings that there may be a Shin Godzilla sequel, but like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, there's always a rumbling about a sequel for every Shin movie. You know, it's Shin Ultra 7.
Godzilla.
You know, there is a sequel. It's that insane toy ad they did with the combiner toy. Do you know this one?
You know, I saw that toy at Fan Expo last weekend. I actually saw it. God. It was $390, and I just stared at it for like a solid 30 seconds. I'm like, I do not. Am I trying to justify this? No, I'm not.
Keigen, so you know what I'm talking about. They made an ad with all the Shin heroes. It had Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, and the Evangelion thing. And they combine into this super robot, but they actually made a real suit for when they combine.
What?
It's an insane ad.
Why did they do that? It's so funny that they included Ava in it. Like,
yeah, sweet.
That's like the peak of like,
it's one of my babies. Like, my baby has to be included. It's really funny.
I'm trying to find the suit. Oh, here it is. I found the suit.
It's so insane.
I'll post it for you guys.
The Shin Godzilla 2. What it should be is a direct-to-DVD sequel. Okay. Where Yaguchi and Patterson are married, and Yaguchi is the prime minister and Patterson is the president, and that's it. No Godzilla.
Okay. So we're going like the true
it's
Disney.
Just a K-drama. It's like a K-drama, a J-drama. Yeah.
Like
just
the Disney
100%.
Mulan 2 type story.
And there's like occasional shots of like Yaguchi like glancing out his office window, and there's like the frozen Godzilla standing there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like a Chekhov's gun that never goes off.
Right. He never comes back to life. He's just like, you know, and they have to like kind of like build, you know, like roads like going around him and stuff. Yeah, because he doesn't move. It's like or they can't move him because like where they're gonna put him. Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that.
Yeah, my theory is that they do those announcements at around the same time that they do other related products, because they did that announcement this summer right around the time when the 4K came out. So I think it's just like every time they have something related, it's like you're gonna see a Shin Godzilla Monopoly board game in like 8 months, and then you're gonna get the sequel buzz again. It's gonna be something
there
like that.
might be a third one too. Like the third one might also be coming.
Hey guys, if you buy Shin Ultraman Yahtzee, enough copies of those get sold, we can definitely see Shin Ultra 7.
Yeah.
I would.
It's in the design book, guys.
I
You've
would
seen
blow my top if there was like a new Shin Ultraman movie, Shin Ultra 7. Any of that stuff would be great.
You're thinking too small. What we really need to lobby for is Shin Gamera.
Oh my god. I would lose
come on,
my
guys.
mind.
Shin Go Ranger. Ranger. Me and 5 other guys.
We did get, Gamera Rebirth. That's kind of Shin Gamera in a way, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was great.
Sophie, can I ask a little bit about your Mothra book?
Sure.
Now that it's done, was there any reception or reaction that really surprised you? Or did the book go over exactly how you wanted?
I don't know. I try not to concern myself with that stuff.
Yeah, that's healthy. That's good.
Yeah, I don't really read reviews. I don't go on the Toho Kingdom board to be like, what are they saying? Matt kind of would he'd be like, oh, here's something, nice or stupid or something that somebody said, and he would kind of send it to me on the side. But beyond that, I try to not pay attention.
Well, where this question is really going is, does this get us real heads any closer to a Daigoro comic?
God, Doug, I brought Daigoro up to my editor.
Yes.
Multiple times. And I was like,
what do you say?
He was just like, well, at first he was just like, who? And then I was just like, oh, okay. And then here's Daigoro, man. And this is, can you ask up the ladder or whatever with Toho, figure out the rights. And I don't know if he ever did it or ever figured it out, but that would be incredible.
I just imagine some old Japanese man smoking a cigarette, raising his eye, going, "We own that."
Right. Well, I think the issue was that it was a co-production with Subaraya.
Yes.
So it's who even knows what the legal situation with that would be.
Right, it becomes something of a rights nightmare, I'm sure.
Right, yeah. And maybe Toho and Subaraya, neither of them know who owns it, I don't know, but...
I thought one of those companies bought the other one, or am I just making things up?
Toho is working in conjunction with Subaraya, so when Shin Ultraman came out, Toho was the distributor.
Yeah.
But they are separate companies.
Yeah. You might be thinking of Bandai and Subaraya.
Yeah, because Bandai does have a 50% stake in Subaraya right now. Yeah.
And I think it's like a gambling company or something who has the rest of the stake.
That's Garo. Garo's whole thing is that they can only make shows if the pachinko machines that sponsor them do well enough.
That is.
But hey, they're getting a movie this year. This year.
Garo, that wolf guy?
Yeah. The one that was created by Keita Miya. There's a prequel movie coming out this year.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I saw some of that show.
Okay, so there is a pachinko maker that is also bought. So, okay, hold on. In 2010, pachinko maker Fields Corporation bought out TYO's 51% stake in Subaraya Productions, with Bandai retaining the remaining 49%. There we go.
I think that's
everything comes back to pachinko.
God, it's so so weird.
Weird.
It's super weird.
That is half of Japan. If you look at even New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? Like half of the stake there is like card game company. Actually, I think the majority for there is a card game company.
Maybe I don't get it because I've never like played, like a pachinko machine, but like it doesn't really seem that exciting to me. Like
I barely know what it is.
It's it's a gambling machine. It's like a slot machine,
It's like a
except
slot
the slots
machine?
are like, yeah, it's like a binary tree, but for a slot machine.
Yeah.
Or a non-binary
just-
tree because there's more than
There's
two
something in the
branches.
soil there. The pachinko machines simply sprout out of the earth like potatoes.
Yeah.
That's the start of us
Listen,
developing.
if
a
there-
food.
Weird.
The true sign of a functional and successful media IP in Japan is if it has a pachinko machine.
Dang.
Yeah. Toshiki, I wrote about this at the end of Kamen Rider The Next when the haunted pachinko machine keeps the keeps the curse going.
Crazy. Oh yeah, Gamera's got a pachinko machine. I've seen a bunch of videos from it. I guess I didn't realize that was pachinko, or I don't know what I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, there was a while where Metal Gear Solid 3 had that pachinko machine that was made using the Fox engine, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're getting a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, but it's a pachinko machine only." And look where we are now.
So
Look.
nuts.
Look at us now.
Let's just say that pachinko machine isn't partially responsible for the
For
remake
Delta.
that exists today. Yeah,
Oh my god.
All right.
that's something to
I
put in your crack
That's how they
pipe and
funded it.
smoke.
I think we're almost getting to the end here, but before we get out of here,
Oh,
Sophie,
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was trying to post a GIF. Oh, there it goes. I was trying to post a GIF from the Gamera pachinko machine.
oh heck yeah!
Oh my God.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's got like all these like relatively fancy like new animations and stuff that they did for it.
If you want to see
It's
this
crazy.
GIF as well as all the stuff that we've talked about that's posted in the chat, you can join our Discord down below. That's in the description of this episode. And then just go back to August, what day is it today? August 26th, 2025.
Yeah.
And you can find all of the stuff that we posted in the chat.
All this stupid Godzilla
The-
faces that I was
All the
posting.
Godzilla faces, the stupid Shin
The-
Japan Heroes Universe ad, and this
I've been
Godzilla
watching
GIF.
So many
wild
times
thing
before
to
today's done.
exist.
You know that.
I already watched it once here, and I'm just like, that's insane that they did that.
It really
They made a
is.
whole ass suit for
It's-
it,
It's even
Where's the
more
suit?
insane. It's even more insane that they didn't like do anything with it. Like they didn't make like
It's just a commercial.
Any further? Yeah, it's just a commercial.
yeah, like
I mean,
they didn't make any crossover movies or anything.
if
like,
I
they
had a
did
nickel
that,
for every like live action tokusatsu high effort commercial made for advertising a single thing, one nickel would be for this and the other nickel would be for the Fortnite promo for when the Power Rangers joined Fortnite and they had like a whole live action production done just for that.
so crazy.
A Kamen Rider just like landing on the head is really funny.
It's so ridiculous.
It's like, what do we do with him?
Yeah, he's so tiny.
He
He's just
doesn't
like
even
a
grow in
regular
size or anything. He
No.
just stays the same size.
Here's
He's
my,
I like
my
how-
last.
Leather.
Oh no, you go ahead, Zoe.
I like how they were like, where do we put like Godzilla's head? Let's just like put it like right on the front, like a
Right
like
in the
a-
sternum. It's coming out of the
like
heart.
a-
You know,
Oh,
if
that's
it
very
worked
like
for
a deer head.
if
Yeah,
it worked
mounted
for
over a
Dino
fireplace.
Thunder, you know.
Oh no! They mounted it right on the heart. You
Yeah,
know,
it's just
that's
right
how
stuck
important
right in the
Godzilla
front.
is.
So stupid.
What a thing!
All right, Sophie. Here's my final question for you.
All right, go for it.
I wanted to talk a lot about monster design today, so I wanted your take on what is, as of now, the canonical design for Mecha Godzilla in the Godzilla -1 universe. How do you?
See, like I don't like I know you're talking about the new ride design, but I don't get it because
Well, me neither.
it should be as if they made that robot in the 40s, right?
Yeah,
That's
it should
crazy.
be made
That's the
out
first
of like
comment.
steel,
That's what it should've-
wood.
Yeah, that's what it should
real-
have been. Like that would have
yeah.
been incredible. But instead, the new one for the ride, like the new -1 ride or whatever it is, like he just, it's like, yep, that's Mechagodzilla. That's like about what you'd expect, I guess.
Yeah,
He's got
he
big
looks
teeth,
like
that's kinda
he's
cool.
from 2045.
Right.
Conceptually,
Yeah,
the funniest thing you could do is a very broke Japan in 1947 going, okay, we need to allocate what little resources we have to make a
Money.
Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, that
Free
would
on
have been
gas.
cool.
That didn't work. We
We
got
need
to
all of our
store
war heroes to build a
Or-
new suit.
It could have been like, I know the original Mechagodzilla was like built by aliens, so it could just really be anything, but it would have been cool if he was made out of like stone or something, like he's like a golem that they find at the bottom of the ocean, and he's
See, a
got
golem would be
did you guys
interesting.
play Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Yes. If
like
they do
like
Mineru's golem form.
Or
Oh,
like
what's it, the construct?
Yeah, or
Or-
like the Guardians
All of the animals,
in that
right?
game
Yeah.
have these like kind of swirls on them. They're like made of like this stone-like metal material. That's what he could have looked like.
Oh, I really
Yeah.
like the golem idea because then they would have to get a rabbi to bring him to life, and that could be a really great character for the universe.
Look, we
That
could
would've
make
been- that
an
would
even
be
more
cool.
rancid politically movie, okay? An even more horrible political statement with Godzilla -1, 2.
Yeah, that would be great. Just lean into it. Just lean into like the
We shipped this one over from Israel,
like,
a new
the-
state.
A New State literally came out just 2 months ago.
Oh, my
1948,
God.
baby.
New State just dropped.
Oh.
I would be. That sounds like horrific, but I would watch it.
I mean, I would. There's a sick part of my mind that is so curious as to like what is the most politically bile-inducing thing that
What-
Yamazaki could do in a future
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, it's that Hedorah exists because there's too much regulation on
Oh my God.
corporate polluters.
That would be so good. That's what I want. I wanted to just like I want to go see the next movie and like I want my mouth to just like be like slack jawed through like the entire thing, just like what the fuck, like that gif from like Veep where like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to be like.
Make that movie.
Yeah, just politically like the most
Toxic.
rancid, the most toxic, like repulsive thing you could imagine.
And I want
Nice.
Land to buy the 4K.
Yes.
Yeah, that one is just reparations at that point. No
Well,
other reason
before-
to buy it.
Before we close out of here entirely, we have one more feature we do, and that is our Tastemakers Grab Bag, wherein we recommend something we've been enjoying recently. Could be a movie, a show, a book, or an activity. Lan once said going for a walk was his grab bag item. So this could
I
really be
suppose I did.
anything.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sophie, what are you what's your pick for the grab bag?
Oh my God. My grab bag. What have I been into? I just finished a Star Trek Voyager rewatch, and
Okay.
I am fully Voyager pilled now. So that's my grab bag.
That's a
And
good one.
you were
That's a
you
good
were
pick.
watching Baywatch recently too, right?
We are still watching Baywatch. We just started season 7 like the other day.
There's that many seasons of
love
Baywatch?
Baywatch.
And I'm kind of amazed there's that many storylines you can do.
There is an episode, the first episode of season 7, this character Logan he wants to become an amateur filmmaker, and he does like a Jaws ripoff, and they have like this shitty mechanical puppet shark and everything. It's fantastic.
Oh, that rocks.
And
That's really good.
there's another episode in season 7 where there is an actual mermaid.
Okay, so
cool.
it like veers into straight up fantasy territory.
Yes. So
I mean,
'cause
that's
at
the logical place to go.
There
right?
might be
like with the
mermaids.
show like
There-
that.
yeah.
You can't
there
tell
were-
me you know that there's no mermaid salt.
Yeah, there's a couple earlier episodes where they hint at like the existence of ghosts. There's one with aliens. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Like most of the time it's just real life stuff, but you know, every so often. And there's also Baywatch Nights, which was like a spin-off where David Hasselhoff's character becomes a private eye at night. And in season 2, they only dealt with supernatural stuff like aliens, vampires.
God.
There's like time travel. There's like Vikings that wake up from like hundreds of
Yes.
years in the past.
Oh, I love
And,
that.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, Baywatch is awesome.
All right, Star Trek and Baywatch from
Star
Sophie.
Trek and Baywatch, 90s shows, pinnacles
what's
of
up.
pinnacles of the 90s.
Heck yeah. Keigen, what you got?
So first up, this is like a months long thing. I slowly worked my way through Brubaker and Phillips books. So that is, I'm pulling up the list right now. So I did all of Criminal. Some of that was a reread. Most of it, I think about half of it was new to me though. So all of Criminal though. Fatale, Incognito, and Sleeper. I think that's everything I hadn't read before. I think I had already read like Reckless and some other stuff. And like they're just great like crime comics. They're super easy to read. They're real like a little, I don't want to say flat brained, but at a certain point they're very similar to each other. They're a little
Flat brain.
Yeah, a little flat
Dad
brain.
comics, you know, they're just dad comics.
Yeah, they're dad comics. They're just like you just sit down and you read a bunch of them. They're good. They're fun. Sleeper was super like there's a whole alternate reality where they both just, you know, stayed at Wildstorm forever, and it would probably really be pretty cool. Didn't expect to like Sleeper as much as I did, but yeah. So Brubaker Phillips comics, you know, they're coming out with a new one, and the Criminal TV show is coming, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do that. So I did. And then I read The 100 Years War on Palestine, which by Rashid Khalidi. It's funny, I just picked this up at my used bookstore. Like it was in the whatever like section, that like the tiny Middle East section of my used bookstore, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like a few weeks later I saw it on a bunch of like resource lists on how to teach people about the Palestinian, the Gaza genocide. I was like, oh shit, like I literally just picked that up randomly. And just it is obviously people recommending it as a resource shows how good of a resource it is, and it really is. It just like walks through from the late 1800s through 2017, all the different ways Israel is horrible and all the ways that America supported that. And like it's just great to actually look at it. You know, I'm sure there are a lot of people similar to me who look at what's happened and like made the decision just based on morals and ethics. Like clearly there's a good side and a bad side, but like actually understanding more of the atrocities is important. And like great, pretty short book on like getting more in depth on that. And that's it for me.
Nice.
Nice.
Good rack.
Nice.
Lan, what you got?
I want you to picture me with a propeller hat and a lollipop as I say that I have been, or that I've finished now. I've finished Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Woo!
Was it good?
It's currently my game of the year, which isn't
Game of
really
the
saying
year.
much because I've only played like 3 or 4 games that came out this year.
Yeah, I guess I have to get a Switch too, huh?
It really is the game that will sell people on the Switch too, if anything. Like the level of freedom that doesn't feel like there isn't a direction to it. I think there's a really good balance is struck here. But I also feel like in 7 years' time, whatever this team works on next is going to make me go, wow, Donkey Kong Bonanza is like half the game this is, which is what I'm feeling right now with Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Odyssey. But then again, I haven't played Mario Odyssey in 6 or 7 years, and I wish I could replay it, but I've handed over to a friend who has been very slow about playing it.
What about Mario Kart World? Did you play that?
Yeah, it's a Mario Kart game.
Oh, okay.
It's a Mario Kart game.
Because I am a huge Mario Kart head.
It's got some really fun mechanics, and some of the new mechanics that they've introduced, namely the rewind and the rail grinding, are really fun. I think the UI and the UX is some of the weirdest and wildest in the sense that they're the most baffling choices that I've seen from a Mario, or really just a Nintendo game in general. But yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. I don't think it's a system seller, but I think it is the game that's going to sell the most for the system, much like Mario Kart 8 was.
Damn, I'm disappointed.
The other thing I'm going to recommend is the new Kiyoshi Kurosawa movie, Cloud. I don't know if it's still in theaters now, but it was in theaters for like 2 days at a theater near me. So I went and watched it. It is the perfect follow-up to both Pulse and Bright Future, 2 movies that came out at the turn of the millennium. And this one is Kiyoshi Kurosawa going, oh, okay. So the things that I meant to be like glimpses of what the future could look like, that future has come to pass. And so this is really just a movie about being in a hell of your own making, and it's centered around a guy who scalps and resells. So it's great. It's like the movie for the modern times. It's got like fake 4chan guys. In some ways, I could see this being a Conor O'Malley movie in another universe.
Oh my god!
But,
okay, that was, you've sold me.
Yeah, it's like deeply funny in parts, deeply terrifying in parts, and the end sequence is just something truly magical. So Cloud, if you haven't seen it already, go watch it.
Cloud.
Just Cloud.
Not Cloud Atlas.
Not
That's
Cloud
awesome.
Atlas. Cloud Atlas
okay.
is one of the movies of all time.
I'll go last. I have one rec, and I am rewatching Trailer Park Boys.
Whoa, what's that?
Okay.
It's a little show from Land's country. It's it's one of the original mockumentaries. It's about some young hustlers in a trailer park who are trying to get their lives together, and it's a very funny show, but it's really profound too, I think, because season 2 starts with them getting out of jail, and they say, all right, so to stay out of jail, we got to start doing some crimes. And that's basically the whole show, is they're condemned to doing crimes because they can't really get jobs since they've done so many crimes.
8 months of Trump 2 has got Salt looking upwards.
Oh no.
So it's like, can I rebuild in Alberta? Can I rebuild in Saskatchewan?
Sophie,
is Winnipeg the place for me?
If you haven't heard it before, like, they have the thickest Nova Scotian accents, and that's like half the charm behind it.
I googled images, and I recognized the guy with like the thick glasses. Like I've seen like memes.
Yeah,
of him.
Bubbles.
Yeah, that's Bubbles. Yeah, it's
I did not realize where he was from.
it's like every episode looks like it was shot for like the cost of catering, which is what I love about it too.
God, 12 seasons. That's crazy. That's a lot.
I'm sure it falls off. I never made it past 4 originally, but the first few seasons are very good.
One of those shows that keeps going for momentum and funding from the Canadian government.
Yeah.
So really, they could have gone for much longer than 12.
Yeah, they got old and they said, all right, we'll just do a cartoon now. And I'm sure that had like 10 people watching it.
Season 13 comes out next year.
Oh my God.
Oh, there we go.
Elliot Page, it's like one of his first roles. He's like 7 years old as Ricky's kid in like season 3 or something. Crazy. Yeah, it's really weird to see like Elliot Page as a little kid.
Oh yeah, I see him down here on the wiki page. It's crazy. I've never heard of this.
It's so stupid, but I adore it.
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
All right. Well, we did it for everyone begging, pleading, demanding. We revisited Godzilla -1, a thoroughly unproblematic film that we all adore.
Yeah. You know, it's very easy to be unproblematic when you have no politics.
That's right.
Think about it that way.
So, never kill yourself and don't have any politics is the moral of this episode.
Dangers of being a simp.
Yeah, dangers of being a simp.
It's good if you have a friend who has a whole bunch of military ships.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
homies with military ships.
If no one in your circle
Really
has a
useful.
military ship, you need to find
At
yourself
least
a new
one.
circle.
Well, like, what kind of a joke are you if you don't have a homie with at least one military ship? Like 2 or 3 minimum.
All right. Well, we're never doing Godzilla -1 again, but I'm sure we'll have Sophie back whenever the sequel
We're gonna-
drops.
Yeah, well, I'll come
I'm
back
setting a
on
reminder.
when they do Godzilla -2.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
52 weeks from now, I'm setting a reminder.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening, and
Keep on
grappling. Oof. Oof, sheesh.
perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.